Hey guys, so this is our normal surveys and polls episode, and this is probably going to be a short one because I forgot to post any surveys or polls. And anyway,
So we're out of here.
So thank you so much for tuning in. No, we're going to talk about a few things that have been on my mind because they've been posted on social media.
All right.
Ooh. So, and this first, I'm going to start out with saying, if I ever belittled you or made you feel
I know what this is about.
bad in any way, you got to know my sense of humor. I don't mean to pick on anybody. I may joke a little bit, and I will formally apologize if I ever made you feel bad because you look at flight numbers.
Apology rejected.
Redacted. No, rejected. So, no, I'm to be honest, seriously. I've of course I never intended to make the Disc Golf Answer Man podcast. I never intend in any video or anything I produce, any content, to belittle anyone or make them feel bad. Now,
Sure.
You never did?
No, never was my intention. Okay. Now some of you are probably saying, Bobby, you don't need to say that because I've never been offended, but I want to make sure that everybody understands. So yeah, there was someone that posted on the Facebook page that said that he felt like I trashed the company, the DD company, and that I belittled people. And I think I think further on he didn't apologize, but he kind of said he didn't. He didn't go back on what he said, but he said maybe he shouldn't have used some of the words. So I just wanted to take this opportunity, and since I have this platform, to tell you that, and in no way that I ever intend to do that. However, I don't change my mind about flight numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your stance on flight numbers?
Well, I don't want to because people get tired of me talking about it. Everybody knows my stance on flight numbers, which will be interesting since here in a little bit we're going to be introducing something or talking about something concerning our flight numbers.
Yes, we are.
So that'll be interesting. I'm sure I'll get some flack on that and some pushback on that. But this is my opinion. This isn't the opinion of Dynamic Discs. Anything on the Disc Golf Answer Man is, and when it's an opinion, it's our opinion.
Mm-hmm.
We're allowed to have those.
Wait, we are?
Yeah.
I can have my own opinion?
Yes, you can have
Is
your
that
own
new for 2018?
Yeah, 2018.
New opinion.
New
You
opinion.
suck.
You
You're
suck.
cool. No, just kidding.
So anyway, we're not going to talk about that, but I just wanted to take a moment to say that. The other thing I want to talk about is I did post on the Disc Golf Debate
I saw that.
Facebook group about, and I do this, I think in the last 2 years I put this question out on my Facebook page.
We talked about this a little bit recently, right? Yeah.
And my thinking is, would $5 million for a Super Bowl commercial? And a lot of people say it's a waste of money. Do we still think it's a waste of money?
Yes, I do.
Just
I think it'd be cool,
Probably.
but I mean, I think it's a waste of money.
I do feel like it's a waste of money, but there's part of me that thinks there are a lot of people that watch for just the commercials.
Yeah, I agree.
And even the people who are interested in the game will still pay attention to the commercials because they're their own sort of event.
Right.
I think the issue that we run into is that in order for that commercial to be worth it, right? If it costs $5 million to make that, and like you said, that excludes the cost of any production company or editing hours or anything like that. How do we monetize that properly so that we see enough of a return for that to be worth it? You know, because not everybody that sees that commercial is going to say, oh, now I want to buy a disc golf disc.
Yeah.
Even if they did, maybe that's, I don't know. I'm just sure that would be enough people to, recoup our investment, but that's not going to happen. Not everybody who sees a Budweiser commercial goes out and buys a beer or a 12-pack or whatever. So I think that we're in a spot right now where we're probably too small for the return on that investment to be worth it. I think it would be really cool. I would love to see it, but there's no way you could justify that strictly financially. You could not justify that at this point.
Yeah.
I did see where someone posted an article where someone actually, like a company, I can't remember what the name, I'm trying to find the post, but the company actually spent their entire year's budget on the one Super Bowl commercial, and they actually saw a rise in their sales.
I mean, I could see it.
It depends on what the business is, too.
Yeah.
And that we're in kind of a difficult spot because, everybody uses, insurance. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people use insurance. And so Geico and State Farm and Allstate, those commercials make sense, right? Everybody eats food. Everybody drinks whatever they're going to drink. Not everybody has disposable income or time to dedicate to recreational sports that they do for fun or for competition. So there has to be some really, really basic level of interest in order for that to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's interesting. I just think it's interesting, because it's such a big audience. We want to spread the news of disc golf. Would one big go at it, expensive go at it? Would that help? So
Maybe the PDGA should do
I doubt it.
that.
I doubt it.
You know what? You know what we ought to do? We'll just recommend that to them.
Okay.
Should we?
Hey, you
At
guys
the
have
summit?
You guys have $5 million that we could borrow real quick. Promise we'll make a really good.
Someone said
commercial.
we should wait for the XFL. What do you guys think of the XFL?
Oh man,
They're bringing it back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see?
Is that Vince McMahon doing
Yeah.
it again?
It is Vince McMahon, and I saw him. They asked.
You saw
if-
Vince McMahon?
No,
Oh.
I
Yeah.
saw a commercial, or maybe it was just a radio, but it was on ESPN. He was asked if Johnny Manziel or Colin Kaepernick or
Okay.
Tim Tebow would get a shot at playing in the league, and he said, basically, if anybody has like a storied or checkered past with the law, they won't be allowed to play in the league.
Huh.
So he was, basically just straight up calling out Manziel. He didn't say his name, but
Which is
he
just
said
him, though. But Colin Kaepernick and Tim Tebow don't really have a...
no, he doesn't. But he said, if Tim Tebow wanted to come and try out, I think we'd be interested.
What about
in
Tony
hearing
Romo?
it. I would hope so.
That would be awesome.
Yes, that would be awesome. So I hope the XFL is better than it was last time, right? Because it was like flash and cool, and then it was gone.
I don't know that I really watched it last time.
I watched a little.
Maybe
bit.
a little, but
I liked that they could put whatever they wanted on the back of their jersey, like the guy whose name was He Hate Me.
he hate me. I do
You remember
remember
that?
that. He hate me.
What's up with arena football? Is that still around?
Canadian, right?
No, arena
No.
football's in the U.S. too, and it's
It
around.
is,
It's just
but
kind of a minor league sort of thing.
It's very popular there, though. Correct.
I think so. I don't know. I know they have an outdoor football league as well. The CFL's
Mhm.
an
Yeah.
outdoor league. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the XFL. I'm interested. I don't want it to be like something like that's happening with LeVar Ball, where it's just 15 minutes of fame and you watch, but only because like you're kind of forced to.
It's a train wreck.
Yeah. I have something to say about flight numbers. Can we go back to that?
Oh,
Is that
Robert's
okay?
going to add something to
Is that
flight
okay?
numbers.
All right.
I don't think it is okay.
All right. Well, then I guess the show's over. So you tagged me in that post when somebody said, "How do you come up with the flight numbers?" And I shared some of our process, and that's not all of our process, but it is some. And what I said was, we have people of different skill levels that throw the disc. We take into account as best we can their feedback, and then we decide on numbers that we think fit the disc best. And there were a lot of people who said, that's all it is. Like, it's just people throwing, and then now you just put numbers on it. And they said, well, you could just get a machine and throw. Yeah, yes, exactly. That, you could automate the speed and the angle at which it's thrown, and then you could watch the disc, and then you could decide on numbers that way. Well, there's a big problem with that. That costs money.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah, and that's not a machine that currently exists as like in that
Like a
form where you could
robot.
say, I want a disc number testing machine. Somebody would have to produce that. I'm sure there are robots that, are close enough to that we could make a couple of tweaks. Well, we couldn't, but somebody could.
Can we get that one robot from the
Yes.
talking robot, the cursing
Picks up the
robot?
box? Yes. I'd
That
be
guy's
interested.
Great.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, there are robots that function like that somebody could tweak
Mm-hmm.
to do what you're asking them to do, but that would cost, I'm sure, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Okay. So, knowing that, we do the best that we can to make the numbers as accurate as possible. While we think they're a guide and that you should use them as a guideline, we take that process very seriously. And Eric and I spend a lot of time talking back and forth about what this disc's numbers should be and how closely they align with similar discs in our lineup, how different they are from other discs in our lineup, and things like that. So for those of you who are saying, yes, you should just automate the process, if you would like to fund that
Mhm.
project, we would welcome it. But as of right now, as far as I know, nobody has a process like that. And so that's probably just a little past our reach right now. I don't know. Is that fair?
I would say that's fair. And even if you did create that, there would still be variables that not every company would. It's just so many variables.
Right. Well, and say we get that, and now we have perfect, air quotes, very intentionally included, flight numbers. Not every company would have that, so you wouldn't be able to judge theirs against ours.
Right.
And elevation makes a big difference. Climate makes a big difference. When West Side discs first came out, they were tested in Finland, and a lot of people said that they weren't true to their numbers here. Well, yeah, we live in a very different climate than Finland does.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to those, yes, it's a guide. Speed you can basically guarantee is going to be accurate because we measure that off of rim width. Most everything else is up for debate, and it is a subjective number assigned.
And boy, do people like to debate them.
Oh, they really do. So anyway,
numbers.
So I haven't spoken to Johnny from Smashbox about this, but I did talk to you two about it. I want to get everybody interested back into the Skip Ace Fantasy Disc Golf. We had a Disc Golf Answer Man League in 2017, and we're going to do it again in 2018. So be ready for that. You need to go to skipace.com. Make sure you create an account, and we'll do little giveaways like we did last time to see, who can do the best, who maybe could beat. Who won between the three of us last time?
Robert got last or next to last, probably Eric.
Eric got one.
I don't know.
I
did really well. I got top 5 in the money one, but
nice.
I don't know if I did that well in the DGAM. Between us three, I beat you three, I think.
Well,
you two.
Robert forgot to put.
Yeah,
I
think Bobby may have forgotten as well.
Yeah, that was our downfall.
Sorry. Complete standing for Disc Golf Answer Man. Let's see where EMAC fell overall.
I don't know how well I did on the DGAM ones, but
was it just EMAC? McCabe. You were 16th overall.
Okay.
I
was on the DGAM.
Yeah, and I was 172nd.
Pretty good.
What was your name in there?
I couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you. It's not in there.
Yeah, so last.
I
don't remember.
Oh, 144th. You beat me.
I smoked you, man.
How
embarrassing.
So anyway, we're going to do it again this year, and we're going to try to pay attention a little bit better, or at least me and Robert will, to get our selections in, and we want you to join. So, but now they're still working on it. Johnny's still working on it. I'm assuming you can go out to skipace.com and join it, but if you were to try to join the league for Disc Golf Answer Man right now, it's going to be old stuff. So he'll probably, like he did before, he'll reset everything, and he's got new plans for different salary caps and different things in there. So it'll be exciting, but stay tuned for information on that because that'll be real fun.
Yeah.
Any topics you want to talk about, Eric? This is going to be a super short one.
This is going to be really short. What about Super Bowl predictions?
Oh.
This is like the last time we're going to record before the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl predictions. I predict.
Is that this Sunday? Is that right?
It is this Sunday.
Okay.
I think the Patriots are going to win.
Okay,
Bold
let me ask
prediction.
Let me ask you. You
Way
think
out on a limb.
that they're going to win? Who do you want to win? And I know you're not a big football
I'm not a big.
buff.
I'm
you
not
don't really
Yeah,
care.
I'm not a big football.
Here's the thing: I saw a funny meme the other day because you're a Cowboys fan, right?
Yeah.
Didn't you grow up a Cowboys fan?
I grew up a Cowboys because my brother was a Cowboys fan. So
there was a meme on Twitter that it had 2 buttons, and it was Cowboys fans be like, and it was like, do they root for the Patriots to win, which means that they would either, I can't remember if it was tie or go above their Super Bowl record, or the Eagles, who your franchise hates.
I got you.
So it's kind of like, I get it being a Cowboys fan who you pull for.
So here's my reasoning, and again, I like to watch football. I don't watch every football game, but I like to watch football. I yell and scream at the TV when there's a good play or bad play stuff, so I get into it, but I don't know rivalries. I don't know who went to college where and who was played for what team and whatnot. I don't know, but I enjoy it for it. Anyway, I want the Patriots to win because
GOAT?
Yeah, because they're
Dynasty?
this huge franchise that is so successful. I understand the whole cheating and all the deflate gate and all that stuff. I part of me thinks they just got caught. And they're not the only team that does.
I'm sure there are other people.
There's other teams that do that. It just happened they got caught. That's not excuses, but I just think it would be neat to see.
That would sure be neat.
That's pretty neat. I just think it would be cool for them to win all that and do all that.
For me, I agree. I am actually pulling for the Patriots to win. and a lot of it is because of some of the really negative fan base I've seen on the
That's
Eagles
the thing I
side.
don't like.
And I'm not
Philly has
talking
had-
about
yeah.
like our listeners that are out there listening that are big Eagles fans. I'm not saying that you fall into this category, but geez,
Yeah, they're
it's
they
brutal.
might
Like
burn the city down if they win or lose
or lose. So
or the game gets canceled.
next week, if you're in Philly, I suggest taking a vacation
Come to Emporia.
somewhere else. But no, I'm absolutely pulling for the Pats.
This is a tough one for me.
And either way, I don't care because my Chiefs beat both teams at the beginning of the year. So
I think so. That means you guys
we win, right?
Yeah, I think y'all are the NFL champions.
And that is the thing. I don't. The things I see on social media about when you post something, you're like, as soon as you say one team, somebody's going to
jump
Yeah.
down your throat the other
Why
day.
is it that? Why? Why do you have to identify with a team so much?
Sports are
that you
polarized.
have-
Passion.
But
Passion.
I'm with you.
it's just
I get
enjoy
it.
watching sports, but I'm not so invested in it that if my team loses or wins, that it just has made my whole year.
yeah. it's
And there are
ridiculous.
people who are that invested in it.
Oh,
And
I'm that
that's fine.
invested in my teams. If my team wins, like for instance, when the Jayhawks win it all,
yeah,
that made my year,
your whole year.
my whole year.
What?
I was there though.
I mean, that's awesome, but like,
I was there. You don't
No,
get it.
but
though.
no,
you don't get it.
No,
though.
that's
So
what I'm
it's-
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's never been my
Yeah,
spot.
I was there though.
I mean,
like
that's sick.
that's what made my year.
Right.
is
Right,
being
but-
there, witnessing it.
That makes sense.
And-
That's one level, but the other level is if someone says like who's the Jayhawks like big rivalry?
I mean,
I mean,
now
name it, but-
before Missouri.
Missouri.
Missouri
So
was before.
if someone from Missouri were to say something and then you just completely like called their mother or something or other
Yeah,
because
well,
that's
here's the
ridiculous.
Thing. Here's the thing. I see a lot of this on Facebook. When my team wins, like my team won last night. KU beat K-State last night.
yeah.
I posted,
Yeah,
rock chalk,
Right.
and then hashtag Sunflower Showdown or whatever it was called. Never will you see me
Yeah.
post anything negative about the other team. If anything, I will say, huge win in Morgantown because that's a hell of a win
Yeah.
to go on the road to win there. But you'll never see me like post on like someone's wall that's a fan of that team and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I got you this
In
week."
your
blah,
face.
blah, blah."
Right.
Like people do to me all the dang time.
That's what I'm saying.
and
They
it's
do that to you a lot.
obnoxious. I
That's
just
what
think
I'm
it's
saying.
that I understand, and I think it's dumb.
Right.
I hate that, but you'll never see me do that. For me, it's just I'll make my post, and then if you go read comments, a lot of times you'll see the other team like, "Oh, you guys got lucky, refs won it, blah blah blah," whatever
Yeah.
the case may be.
Whatever, man.
I get it.
All the
I
memes
get
were the what was it, the Patriots winning team or something like that, and then they have the picture of the referees or something like
Yeah,
that. Those
yeah.
silly memes.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
So you still haven't said who you want to win, Robert.
For me, I don't.
For me, it's about
Who has
for,
the
for
best
me,
hair?
it's time with my friends. We talked about that commercial
That's
this
funny.
weekend. The longest running disc golf commercial that there is, the PDG.
gotta love you, PDGA.
Oh,
Time
man.
to change it.
Fantastic. I think there are good storylines on either side. That's what I like about it. There's not one that you can 100% say everybody should root for this. I think it
Mhm.
would be awesome to see the Patriots win because then you'd be watching the greatest quarterback of all time in his prime. Like
Mhm.
that, you could verifiably at that point, I don't think anybody could say that Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. It was like when we enjoyed watching basketball when I was growing up, and I was active in watching that with my dad from 91 to 98 when the Bulls went.
Rick McCall.
Yeah, old Rick. It was not the one that called in, but yeah. But yeah, when the Bulls went on their first three-peat, and then Jordan retired
Mhm.
for those 2 seasons, and then they went on their second three-peat. And I remember vividly watching, the 96, 97, 98 finals. And like you were watching the greatest basketball player
Mhm.
who ever lived
Yeah.
play basketball. I'm excited to see that for Patriots fans, but also just fans of football because they get to watch the greatest quarterback of all time. On the opposite side of that, you have up against you one of the greatest franchises of all time, and then you've got Nick Foles, right? And this team who all season was pretty solid, right?
Yeah.
And Carson Wentz was playing
Except
like
when they played us.
in their face.
I'm just kidding.
Carson Wentz was playing like an MVP all year,
Right.
and then he goes down with injury, and now it's a guy who has struggled in the league some, kind of been forgotten about a little
Mhm.
bit. Now he's facing up against the greatest of all time. That would be a really cool, comeback underdog Cinderella type story. So either way that it happens, I'm going to be cool with it. I guess I kind of lean toward the Patriots winning because of that getting to watch
Dynasty.
the great. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's been awesome. I mean, in my lifetime, I've seen, Jordan.
Yeah.
I remember watching Jordan, and then now Tom Brady, whoever. But Tiger Woods comes to mind as well.
Yep.
I remember watching him win all his majors, and Roger Federer, another one who just won his 20th.
Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
Man. That guy. He's ageless.
Yeah.
I
it's so awesome.
love watching tennis because it's just, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine what it takes to be that good at tennis for that long.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
It's awesome.
I'm excited for it for sure.
So are you predicting a big spread on the score, or you think it's gonna be close?
I bet it'll be a touchdown at least.
I'm guessing it's going to be another one of them. Tom Brady has to come back in the fourth quarter and
Oh, you're thinking.
come down and win the game like he has all year. He's
Yeah,
done
he
that
has.
all year long.
I mean, I know it's kind of cliche, but I do hope for a close game.
Sure.
It is. It's
Just
more
makes it more
entertaining.
interesting.
Well, that's
more
what I'm saying. It's
entertaining.
all this build up, and then somebody's goes
Well, like
off and
last year. Do you
slaughter.
remember last year's game?
Yeah, what was it?
Atlanta was like dominating the whole first half,
Yeah.
and then the Patriots came back and won it. Remember, Drew was he's a huge Patriots fan, and
Yeah.
they're like, we're out of here. We're going home. And then they won, and they're all, yeah. It's just kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Never
So-
give up.
If you follow me on Facebook, if you're a friend of mine, or if you follow me, you can follow me because I'm kind of at the limit of Facebook friends. But you can follow me. What?
Look at
I'm
me.
not
kinda at the limit of
look at me.
Facebook friends.
I got
Oh, check
5,000
me
friends.
out.
What are you talking about, Eric?
I
You're at the
know.
limit too.
I don't talk about it.
Not
Jeez.
Robert though.
I'm not.
So anyway,
And my
what I
voice
like to
cracked.
do,
You're
I'll-
actually on the other side.
That's
You
right.
need to add friends.
Yeah, in order to get to see anything, I
Yeah.
need some friends.
for the last 3 years, what I'll do is I'll have my laptop in my lap, and I'll be watching the game, and I'll actually I'll talk with people about the commercials.
Mhm.
I love.
Just as a commercial hits, you put your thought, and then
Sometimes it'll be like, "Oh, that was stupid. What were you thinking, Honda or something like that?"
Not
and
Honda.
not Honda.
No.
Have you seen the Taco Bell commercial for the new fries, the new nacho fries, where it's like an action movie trailer?
I don't think so.
It's pretty good. Anyway, so I like to dissect and talk about the commercials.
You know what I miss from the commercials and halftimes and all that is the Bud Bowl. Do you remember the Bud Bowl?
Yeah.
They haven't done that in years, and I miss that. As a kid, I used to absolutely love it.
Now, do you ever real quick check out the Puppy Bowl?
No.
What? The Puppy Bowl with all the puppies running around?
Not when someone like Justin Timberlake is doing the halftime show. I'm not going to go.
Well,
watch some
now
puppies
during
run around.
halftime
listen, he's
is
talented.
the kitty halftime show. See,
Oh.
the puppies play the Puppy Bowl and the cats do the halftime show.
Didn't know that, and
Yep.
I'm not about cats, so I'm
Cats-
absolutely not
Cats
watching
don't
that.
care about anything enough to
That's
play
true.
football. Come on, man. All right, so then what we've talked about, the greatest of all time quarterbacks and dynasties and everything like that. Best Super Bowl commercial that you can remember right now.
Right now, top right comes to my head
Yeah.
is it was right at I don't know if it was right after 9/11 or it's close, but the Clydesdales from Budweiser.
Yes, I
Yes.
remember that vividly.
Yeah.
That really shook me.
Mhm.
That
For
was
sure.
an excellent commercial when the Clydesdales bowed down and everything.
Mhm.
Right.
That moves me. That was a good commercial.
That
For
was
sure.
that was a really good.
I'll
one.
agree with that.
The one
and there's a couple of categories of it, right? Because some of them are funny, and you're like, oh, that's great. And then there's some really poignant ones.
Yeah.
And that's like we don't get those nearly as much as the funny ones. The poignant ones, yeah, they can be pretty powerful
Yeah.
for sure.
The one that sticks in my head that I hate, but it sticks in my head is I think it's from last year. It's a couple years ago. Is
I know
Baby Monkey.
I
Puppy
knew
or
I knew you were
monkey
going to say
baby.
that before you
Yeah.
even said it. I knew
Yeah.
you were going to say puppy.
You know
monkey,
what, though?
baby. You're talking about it
It's-
still.
They did it.
But I don't. What was it?
It was
Mountain
Taco
Dew?
Bell or Mountain Dew.
I think
See?
it was Mountain Dew.
No, or Doritos. One of those. They're all the same.
It could have been.
No,
that
it was
too.
Mountain Dew. It was like the weird purple Mountain Dew.
Mhm.
Like the energy drink.
Yeah.
Or
I
whatever.
knew you were going to say that. I think that's one of the most memorable commercials.
But it didn't make
I've
me
seen
go out and
One
buy
that
Mountain
sticks
Dew.
out
Well,
in
me
my
neither,
head.
because screw Mountain Dew. That's like
Right.
I'm an
Yeah.
adult. I'm trying to save my blood vessels and cholesterol.
Yeah.
Oh, really, Dr. Pepper?
It's better than Mountain Dew. It is.
Is
I
it
don't know,
really?
Yes.
By what? Like sugar
Research.
or caffeine?
I'm going to research. You
You
talk. I'll
research.
research.
Yeah, it
think
was for Mountain Dew Kickstart.
I think the one that sticks out to me was years ago, like 90s, with Cindy Crawford. Do you remember that
The
one?
Pepsi one?
I think it was a Pepsi commercial where the two kids are watching and she
Yes.
like walks up and oh man, that one's the one that sticks out in my head.
What was that?
Just One Look. That song
Yeah.
plays.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Mhm.
I can't remember any other big ones.
I always remember the Bud Bowl that came on during the commercials where the Budweiser played Bud Light in the Bud Bowl.
Yeah.
And they were like cans and long neck bottles, and they just played football. And the band came out on the field, and they were a bunch of like Budweiser cans. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really enjoyed that as a
I remember
kid.
one year, and I don't know if they're doing it again, but Doritos always had you submit. So like in other words, people that producers or video people that didn't have the budget to create a Super Bowl commercial,
Mhm.
you could submit your Super Bowl commercial to Doritos,
wow.
and they would select a winner, and then that commercial would end up on the Super Bowl.
Interesting.
So it kind of recognition for people that make videos. They can have their chance at creating a really cool video. I remember there being some really cool. I've often thought, and I've just, because lack of time, I've often thought of creating a Super Bowl commercial that obviously we wouldn't pay to have on the Super Bowl, but I would release it on Super Bowl Sunday and say it would the title would be, "If we made a Super Bowl commercial, here's what it is." But it would have to be, it'd have to be epic though, and so that would take a lot of time.
There's a lot of local commercials mixed in there as well. You just get on one of those.
I could try that. Yeah,
That's only $4 million.
Yeah. So what'd you find out? Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew has both more caffeine and sugar than Dr.
By how
Pepper.
much?
I mean, some.
How much?
I mean, some.
I mean, I don't remember right off the top
Whatever.
of my head. It's it's closer than I thought on sugar, at least. On caffeine, Mountain Dew's quite a bit higher.
Yeah.
Caffeine doesn't.
You just don't want to admit that your Dr. Pepper is bad for you.
Oh, it's awful for you, but it tastes so good.
Tastes so good.
It does taste really good.
Gatorade.
All right, so we have
H2O.
barely talked anything about disc golf.
Yeah,
Hopefully
because we didn't have any
lost-
surveys and polls
I
to
know.
discuss.
Hopefully we didn't lose our listeners.
No, they're all there. I can see them.
You can see
I
'em.
see you.
Let's see, what are people talking about in disc golf answer, man? Let's see if maybe on the group we can just pick a few.
Pick a
topics.
topic?
We've got a couple more minutes before we turn it off.
Turn it on.
Let's see. Oh, Megasoft Criminal. Timothy discussed the Megasoft Criminal. What is your thoughts? What would be the point of a Megasoft Criminal?
I'm afraid that there wouldn't be a point for a Megasoft Criminal.
Why?
One, I don't know that the mold would hold that disc. I don't know.
The idea behind it would be a disc that you could throw hard that would spike in and just basically sat where it hit. So you wouldn't even have to really throw like a big hyzer or a spike hyzer in order for it to get to the ground and sit.
And just check.
Yeah. That for me is not, I'm not using a criminal at a distance where I really want it to sit most of the time. You know, most of the time I want that for my slower disc. So I'll carry like a blend slammer because it doesn't get quite as much ground action. I've seen a lot of people carry soft justices for that same reason. For something that high speed, I think you'd have a really hard time controlling it. And I don't know. I mean, when you're throwing something softer at lower speed, it's okay because you're not imparting so much spin and speed on the disc. But with something higher speed, you're almost never throwing that slow. So I don't know.
I couldn't imagine throwing it.
Yeah, I'm not
Like
interested.
I couldn't imagine it being a smooth release coming out of the hand.
No, or consistent.
Yeah.
It's like the same reason we don't putt with premium plastic because it feels slick. I wouldn't throw a mega soft criminal because that just feels like what's even going to happen when I let this go.
Yes. I don't know. I like the concept, but I just they tend to have issues molding certain molds in that baseline plastic. That's why you haven't seen a blend Emac Truth yet.
Right.
I know a lot of people are asking for that, but I don't know that it's possible. So
Gray posted something about the original Truth. So if you guys don't know, we have a Truth, we have an Emac Truth. He feels like the original
Emac Truth and a pre-Mac Truth.
pre-Mac.
AJ came up with it. AJ came up with it, not me. Quit laughing like I was rude.
I was laughing at AJ.
No, you weren't.
No. So I wanted to touch on this point because he felt like no one ever talks about the OG Truth. I have an OG Truth in there.
You have a pre-Sweden OG
pre-Sweden
Truth.
Truth. So I have it.
I carry an original Truth.
Yeah, so we carry it. We just maybe don't talk about it. But one thing I noticed from a few people, and I want to address it, is that it seems like if we don't talk about a disc or a disc doesn't get talked about, that they feel almost like it either the disc sucks or because one person likes it, they suck or something.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
if it's a disc
Fact.
that you like, go for it and throw it.
Throw
unless
that
it's
thing, man.
unless it's the fugitive.
AJ
There's
actually
a lot
really
of
likes the
AJ
Fugitive.
loves the
I
Fugitive,
know.
and there's some people that really like the Fugitive.
Yeah.
Someone
there
asked
are a couple people out there.
something we didn't talk about on the actual episode was the disc golf experience at Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Someone asked about it. So yes, February 14th is the day you can register. June 16th is the day we will play.
Nice.
We are opening registration for my birthday.
Yeah, for your birthday. In fact, Eric,
Happy birthday, Eric.
as we
Here's
slice the
registration.
cake, we are hitting the button on
Yep.
registration open.
Fact.
What kind of cake do you like?
Anything with chocolate in it.
How about some mad chocolate chip?
You know what's really good is the
I mean, that's why I
Reese's
asked.
the Reese's peanut butter ice cream cake
Ooh,
from Walmart.
That sounds awesome.
It's ridiculous.
that sounds good.
It's ridiculous.
Someone asked about a dynamic discs calendar.
Like with our team in bathing suits.
That's what I was thinking. Mostly the three of us.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, let's do a DGAM calendar next year.
Yeah, someone said that they walked through Walmart and saw some Star Wars calendars and stuff and wondered why we didn't do any calendars. I know Innova did. I know a while back.
Disc golf for women do it.
Yes,
every year.
we stopped selling calendars that from other manufacturers at the time where we sold to other manufacturers because they didn't seem to move very well.
Mhm.
They didn't seem to sell a lot.
Everybody has like calendars on their phone now, and
Yeah, I don't know that. I would imagine it would be fairly expensive to actually create a really nice.
Sure.
Now, Disc Golf for Women, of course, probably does it, to help raise funds
I
and
think
stuff
they
like that,
do.
which is good. So, but I don't know. I don't know that we'd ever would be able to put in the time for that. I don't
I
see.
like that idea though.
It's kind of a neat idea.
The swimsuit I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speedos.
Gross.
Anything else going on in PDJ or disc golf that we need to talk about?
There's a ratings update.
Lots
that
of
was
stuff.
that was supposed to come today.
Oh, delayed.
Yeah, it's delayed.
Why would it be delayed?
They said they're trying a new process and making sure that it's all good to go. So it should be out by Thursday of next week.
Next
Or,
week.
sorry, of this week. My bad.
Yeah, February 1st of the morning. So we'll have to talk about it next week. What are your predictions, Robert, on your rating?
What's your rating right now?
991.
I bet you're going to be 993.
Yeah, if that one tournament from Maine goes in,
Mhm.
that's only one round and it's a 10:05. So I could move up a little, but once these ones from this
You
weekend
should
come
just pay Steve-O not to turn those into the
in. Yo,
PDGA.
Steve-O, let's
Lose
just,
it. Lose
Let's
those
just act as if I
records.
didn't attend.
Yes.
I'm
this
going to pay
event.
him to submit them.
Oh, great! I'll pay him more
to get on
I'll
to get
pay him-
pay them so they get on this
Whatever you pay
Thursdays.
him, I will pay him more.
Okay. Good luck.
And 1 penny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it may go up a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what all is dropping off from last year either.
True.
So we'll see. I've definitely got some work to do in order to reach the 1,000 rated portion of our bet. That's all I know.
You have what now?
I've got some work to do. Yeah, that's all right.
To be
I've
fair,
never been
I gotta
scared of
say,
a challenge.
I got to say something though here. With this bet. To be
Oh.
fair, Robert is at a huge disadvantage
Yes,
because he's
Wait,
playing.
before we said he was at a huge advantage.
I've never said that
I've
Robert's
never
been
been
at
at
a
an
huge
advantage at this one
I-
time.
this is
Remember,
my opinion.
because
This is
I
what
said
I'm
I
saying.
should have done it different. I should have said.
Oh no! You gave him more time.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
That's good.
I think he's at a disadvantage because the tournaments that he could go play that are going to help inflate the ratings, he's not allowed to go play because he's going to those events to support the team. So he's playing all these C tiers and B tiers where, the highest rated player, with the exception of this weekend with Bradley Williams being there,
Yeah.
that
And
whooped
Miles
everybody's
and-
butt.
Yeah, there's a lot at this one,
Yeah.
but most of the time,
Most of
there
the
isn't.
time, the highest. I mean, you're lucky if there's 1,000 rated player in the
Right.
field. So you're at a slight disadvantage in this
Mhm.
contest.
It's difficult to earn ratings at smaller events, no
Mhm.
doubt about that.
But that was part of the bet. Was
Oh,
the-
sure.
Was the
Of
fact
course.
that because you work in disc golf, you're not
Yep.
you're not able to afford yourself time and be able
Mhm.
to play the big events
Yeah,
to get it.
because I guaranteed if you went to a couple NTs or maybe a major and played those, it's so much easier to get 1,000 rating at those events than it is at
Right.
B tiers
now,
across the country.
had I played the way I played this weekend, probably still wouldn't have gotten 1,000
I
ratings. at
guarantee
those.
I guarantee it would have been higher though.
Oh, it definitely would have been higher.
So,
Yeah.
which
What
doesn't hurt.
did you look at the rating?
For this weekend,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like 956, 960. Bad. I told you, dude. Unacceptable.
Why do we even bring you home? I'm sorry.
Ouch.
Because
he drove.
Because I
probably.
drove.
Oh, that's true.
Hey, Bobby drove the
I
second
drove-
half.
You
though.
drove?
Yes.
Were you nervous?
I was nervous at first, but I told myself, you know what? I can do it.
You've
I
done
did
it before.
I did it in the other RVs. Why can't I do it now?
That one's different
And
than the
it
other.
wasn't
It is different.
And it wasn't windy on the way back. That was the big deal.
Yeah, we were
Because
like-
the other times we were getting thrown all over.
And I knew I just needed to get time. I needed
Yeah.
to get behind the wheel and drive it and get a feel for it and stuff like that. So yeah, I drove for. I think at the time we looked at it, it was 3 hours and 7 minutes. We had to get with the time left to get home. So we got here, and then I backed up, and Robert and Anthony helped me back up into it. And I thought,
Yeah, you did a good job.
It's really not that, especially when you're on the highway coming into Emporia. It's really not that bad.
And I knew it was a nice, it was a nice highway ride and stuff.
Mhm.
The point where I need even more practice is like in town where cars will
making,
be and
making
stuff.
tighter turns and
like
things
going
like
to
that.
Sonic, trying to get in
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
those are when it's really challenging.
Yeah, so we had a good. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of anxious to get back in the RV. Not
We had
necessarily
a
to
great
drive,
time. Yeah.
but to go have a good time.
We've got a big road trip ahead of us soon in that RV.
I
so
know.
Yes, we do.
I probably won't be liking the RV. How far of a
No.
drive is that going to be?
It's like
about
23 hours
No,
straight shot is
thought it was
like
like
17 and a half.
by car.
But yes, but in an RV and with stops, it's going to take us a full
We've
day.
done this before. How many times have we driven the RV to Arizona, Bobby?
I don't remember.
A few. I've picked you up at the airport in the RV.
That's true.
a couple times, I think. Usually you ride home with us.
Yes,
So
it'll be fun. It'll be good time. All right, so we're rambling. Anything else to ramble on about?
Nah.
Anything come to mind?
tons of things.
Nah.
Trying to think. Nope. Okay. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. And next time, I will. In fact, we're going to spend a few minutes and think up some survey and polls.
Great.
All right. Thanks. Bye.